While watching live bass fishing in 2024, I was surprised at how many anglers were catching fish on glide baits. Traditionally, a glide bait is not seen as a good tournament lure because it's not easy to get fish to commit to the bait. However, anglers have found ways to target fish in deeper water with glide baits to catch a lot of quality fish. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can fish a glide bait in deep water to generate a lot of bites and catch really big bags of fish this spring. Let's get into it.
Come on, eat it. Come on, get it, get it, get it. One of you just hit it. Eat it. Eat it. Got him. Oh, there we go. Finally got these fish to bite. They got the glide bait. That's what I've been trying to get them on, guys. I was trying to minnow these fish and they wouldn't eat it. And I finally got them on freaking Clutch Eco. That's what I'm talking about. Glide bait. Some meat right there, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, what a stud right there, guys. Solid 3.5 to 4 pounder. Oh, got him on the Clutch Eco glide bait here. There we go. Look at that thing right there, guys. Got it weighted to sink. Put some bigger treble hooks on there. Just a 6-inch glide bait. Let's get back over to these fish because finally found a bait that gets them to bite. Okay guys, let me show you what the spot looks like really quick. Basically we have some bait fish out here, 15 to 20 feet of water, which is going to let us know that those fish should be setting up in that same depth range. So using that logic, after seeing the shad out here basically, I looked at my mapping and I found a really nice secondary point that's right basically in the mouth of a big spawning flat. The fish are gonna spawn up in here. You have a really nice secondary point right there, drops off, there's a channel swing right there. And so I started graphing up here in that 10 foot of water range. You can see bait everywhere. And you could chase these fish around that might be on these bait balls or whatever, but screw that. That's not what I like to do. I like to catching them off the bottom, catching them off structure. So we graphed out here a little bit, and what we found is a few fish on the bottom. It was pretty hard to see them actually when I started graphing over because they're just really tight to the bottom. It doesn't look like there's that many down there, to be honest. You can't really see them super well in side scan. We pull up our 2D and down scan view though, you can see a few of those arches kind of popping, and those are the fish we're looking for. So if we go to our down scan view specifically, you can see a couple of big dots right there very, very clearly right through that deal. And so these are the fish that we were checking out. We also can look at them on that 2D sonar view. There's just a few of them right here. Nothing crazy, just a couple of big arches right here. And that's what we were looking for. On that side scan view, if we take a look, you can see, I mean, there are a few fish that you can pick out if you really look carefully. Right there, there. You can see them on side scan. If you are really paying attention, they're definitely down there. They're just not like popping off this bottom because the bottom is so hard here. This is a harder bottom area. So you can see some brighter dots. I mean, like, I guess right there. You can see a few, but it's a lot harder because the bottom is so hard in this area. So when you're in harder bottom areas, those fish aren't going to pop as easily. So the better way to find them, again, graph over this again, is to use that down scan and 2D sonar view. So what I like to do is basically pull up this right here, which is my kind of split view. This is what I like to graph with a lot, especially if you have mapping on another graph. If you don't, then kind of my go-to view would be starting with my down scan, my mapping, and my side scan view. That's kind of my go-to graphing view because I can at least start seeing the dots a little bit clearer on there. And again, we're not going to see a pile of fish because they're sitting so tight to the bottom, but you saw how many fish are down there. There's hundreds of fish on this point, but you only see a handful on the graph, and that's very typical. And so a lot of times, even when you're out here, you might not even see this many fish. Like, you can see a few dots now as we get over here. There's a few more than we saw last time. This is a pretty good number of dots to see on the screen. Like, when I'm seeing this on the screen where there's this many arches or dots, you know you're in a pretty good area. And a lot of times you're going to see fewer than this. You might only see 3 to 4, maybe 1 to 2. But because we have the bait fish out here, we have that nice drop. We're right in the mouth of a spawning flat. I just had a really good feeling that we were going to pull up here and catch some fish, and oh boy, did we catch some fish. Okay guys, so I found some fish here set up on the secondary point. You can see they're all over this point here on the bottom. And what I'm trying to do is fire this glide bait out there and get as many of them to get attracted to the glide bait as possible on one cast, and then get them to compete over it. I was trying to do the same thing with jig head minnow, and they were getting aggressive about the bait, but they wouldn't actually commit, which is really weird. So my bait's falling down here at 50. These fish are just kind of scattered across the bottom. There's actually more further up. There's a bunch of fish on this point. So we should have plenty of opportunities here. Look at all those fish, even 90 feet out. Look at all of them, man. But I'm gonna finish out this cast because there's more fish right here too, like one's on my bait right now. And you work quick. Come on, keep it away from him, keep it away from him. Get him to try to come up and get it. Get it, come on. And then if he doesn't get it, I let it sink again, and I see if one of his buddies gets interested in it and wants to try to eat it too. Come on, come on. Ah, he didn't get it. So I only got one interested that time. A lot of times when you only get one interested, they don't actually commit. You almost need to get like 2 or 3 of them going to compete over it, and one of the fish behind them usually is actually what comes and gets it, rather than the main fish that's following it. So you can see there's a pile of them down here. I'm gonna try to drop it back down. There's more fish further up too, so let's see if we can get another one of these fish to commit and bite. Uh-oh, here we go. There's a bunch of them right underneath my bait. You can barely see them down there because they're so tight to the bottom. But my bait's fallen to several right now. Let's see if any of them want to go. There's one. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, get it, fish. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got him. Oh, that was awesome. The one below came up and got it. That was sweet. Back hook on him. Stay on there, fish. Just got him with the back hook. Oh, good fish though. Let's get him over here. Oh, there we go. Another good one on that glide bait. Man, they're down there, guys. Oh, that camera's getting all wet, but that clutch eco is getting them, guys. Absolute good one. Drew them right off the bottom. You can see they're barely visible down there on the bottom, but if you can pull them up with that glide bait on the bottom and you work it pretty quick, they'll come eat it. I mean, that's kind of the trick right now. I can't get them to bite anything else aggressively. I threw a minnow at them, and the thing about the minnow on these fish is that if they nip at the tail or anything like that, they're just not going to get it. So what I've been doing again is throwing the glide, and I'll walk you through the retrieve again just to kind of drive the point home. You basically want to find an area where you see a few of them on the bottom. So there's some fish actually up off the bottom here, which is kind of nice, so you can see them a little bit easier. So like there's those fish at 60, 70 feet. So we fire that thing out there, get our cast the best we can into this wind. This bait doesn't cast the best in the wind. And then I have this thing weighted, so it's sinking at 50 feet right now. And it's sinking down to these fish. And once you get it down to them, you'll notice that they're gonna get aggressive. And you'll notice they'll change and kind of start looking up at the bait. And once they do that, you know you kind of have their attention, you know you kind of get their interest. And then what you have to do is you have to basically try to get as many of them engaged with the bait as possible. So right now there's like one that's kind of looking at it, a couple more, and then you start working it kind of quick, but you want to get a couple like that, multiple following, then you work it quick. And one of them a lot of times will come up and get it. Now if they don't, you slow it down and you bring another one at it, and they didn't get it, he didn't go for it. So that's kind of how you got to make them go. But you see how many showed up off that spot, and you barely saw them. And then what I've been trying to do is follow up with like the minnow, for example. So you see those fish down there, so you're like, okay, let's try to drop the minnow. And that's not my minnow, this is my minnow. Let's just see if we can even get one to react to it. Okay, so we got our minnow here, and you can see there's actually several fish again, kind of sitting higher up. So we'll drop that minnow to them and see if they'll react to this. And it's the same exact retrieve with the minnow as with the glide bait. Basically, you try to get their interest. There's a couple fish on it they're kind of looking at right now. So you get enough of them kind of interested in it, then once you kind of get their interest, you work it kind of quick, try to get them to react to it. So there's several fish kind of down there right now. None of them are actually interested in it yet. So you got to get them Again, kind of intrigued. Get them looking at it, following it, nosing up at it before you try to work it quick. And none of these guys, as you can see, are really that interested in the minnow. I'm not pulling really any fish up. That's why I went to the glide, because the glide was really getting their attention. This minnow is, even though it's a 6-inch minnow, it's a pretty big minnow. Usually this could potentially get them going, but today they just are not excited about it. You can see I just brought over like 15 fish, and none of them are having any of it. Let's see if maybe one guy's getting curious about it. No, they're just not curious. Here's one. Come on, working fast. Nope, you went straight back down. So you notice how they went straight back down? So they're not following it nearly as far. They're not getting as engaged with it as they are the glide bait. So I think the glide is my best bet on these fish right now versus the minnow, which you would think a minnow would be a better bait to get them to commit, but they like the glide. Got him. Oh, there we go. There we go. Blitz Magnum EXDR. Big 30-foot diving crankbait. It's deep enough I thought I could get to these fish with a crankbait. There we go. Good fish. Oh, nice one. Oh gosh, I love this crankbait, guys. This is the OSP Blitz Magnum EXDR. I thought I might be able to crank up some of these fish because they're set up perfect for a crankbait. If you can get it down to them, that's a beautiful, beautiful fish. That is a 30-foot diving crankbait. It's about 22 foot down there, and I'm just grinding it down on the bottom through those fish, and they crushed it. Oh, that was sick, guys. Okay, another cast out here. So I bombed that thing out there, and I was just burning it. And I can kind of see my bait on live scope a little bit, or on the active target too, but not so much. Got him. And I'm just trying to line up on that group down there, fire that crankbait, work it through them. You see how many are down there, guys. I mean, there's so many following it up. It's crazy. And this crankbait gets them a little bit better at times than the different baits, because it's just a reaction strike. We're freaking hammering them. Oh man, guys, these are all just solid 3.5 to 4 pounders. You cannot beat that. This is so fun. Want to get back down there though. That school is hot. Let's keep firing. Get lined back up so you can see them scattered all over the bottom down here, guys. There are hundreds of them, if it feels like, and just trying to get that bait as far away from me as I can, throwing a 7-11 cranking rod. You see my bait on forward facing on the active target there at 60 feet. Just burning it through these fish. Oh, one slapped the crap out of it. And he didn't get it. Oh, come on, get it, fish. One, absolutely. Whoa, they're freaking schooling right in front of me. What is happening? Why are they doing that? Where's my bait? Oh, I'm all tangled up. Got him. There we go. Bunch of them following them up too. This will be number 5 off this spot. Another freaking good one. Oh, come on. He's digging now. Came straight to the boat and started digging. It's a good one. Come on, fish. Get on up here. Oh, he's got one hook. Barely hooked. Come on, fish. Get back up here. Oh, there we go. Nice fish right there. Oh, on that crankbait, guys. Between the glide bait and this crankbait, we are crushing them right now. This is my style of fishing too. Not messing with the minnow, just cranking, treble hook baits, bait casters. That's what I'm talking about. That fish is hooked good too. Oh, there we go. Another beautiful fish right there. Getting back down there, 3.5 pounder. And that's the one way to catch a 20-pound bag of fish in like 25 minutes. Cranking, big glide. Oh man, cannot beat it, guys. And again, guys, these fish are pretty hard to see on forward facing, and they're really tight to the bottom. Best way to find them is just graphing them with TownScan 2D. And they're so tight to the bottom that I just need to get this crankbait down on the bottom, and I'm burning it fast. I always reel my crankbaits pretty quick. I don't like fishing them super slow in general. I am using a 5-to-1 gear ratio reel, so, but it still wears you out. Got him. Oh my goodness. Another good one, guys. Another real good one. Cranking this deal. They are all over it, guys. You can see them coming up off the bottom. Feels like a real good one, actually. Don't know how big it is, but feels big. Oh, real good one. Just another solid 4-pounder. Come on to this side, fish. Bring him back over here. Got him with another hook. Oh, there we go. Another nice fish. Just cranking down here, guys, with that Blitz Magnum EXDR. That thing is sticking them. It's a solid, solid, solid fish right there. Just absolutely healthy. Beautiful. Guys, I am burning this crankbait in. I am not reeling it slow. And whenever I fish a crankbait, especially because I'm throwing a 5-to-1 gear ratio, and there's a school of fish like this, you don't have to worry about reeling it slow. The faster you reel it, the more you're gonna get a reaction strike out of those fish. So I just like to burn it. Burn that crankbait, just like that. And you're gonna get a better reaction than slowly working that thing like a burn in a pause or anything like that. Just straight wind it in and they're gonna crush it. There we go, another good fish on that crankbait. I mean, they are on it. That fish is blind in one eye and he still ate that thing. There we go, beautiful fish right there. Now we're on him, guys. That glide bait was getting a few bites and it was a cool way to get him to bite, but a lot of times just cranking him is a little bit more efficient, and I'm getting him by every cast now. It's the best way to get him react, and I find I throw a crankbait a lot with forward facing now. Let me get this cleaned off just a little bit here. But I throw a crankbait a lot with forward facing sonar, and I catch a lot of fish on it, even more so than the minnow at times. I've been trying to learn the minnow game this winter a little bit more, but I don't know, guys. I mean, last year I was absolutely crushing them on a crankbait when everyone else is saying minnow, minnow, minnow. And even like right now in the winter, catching them cranking when everyone else is trying to throw jig head minnows. So I don't know. I love throwing a crankbait. I feel like it gets me good bites. When you find the right spot, you can get a lot of bites. That cast right there, you can see I didn't hit the bottom. You can see my bait almost the whole way. Didn't get a far enough cast. And this bait, it says 30 feet diver, but I throw it on heavier line because I don't want to break it off. And you need to get a good long cast to get it out to 30 feet. So I don't really think it's a true 30-foot diver. I'd say it's like a 25-foot diver, but you also need 25 feet on a bombed cast like that. Like that's about as far as I'm gonna be able to get that thing out there. And just bomb that thing out and then burn it back. You see my bait now is at like 70. It still hasn't hit the bottom yet. It needs to hit the bottom, it feels like, for these fish to actually react to it. Like it needs to be down in the bottom. The thing's coming quick. You can see it down there. It's coming through those fish real fast. And they just either have to eat it or not. I don't really give them a lot of chance to think about it. They're either gonna choke it or they're not gonna eat it. Okay, they stopped biting the crankbait just a little bit, and I'm also getting pretty tired of winding that thing in. It's giving me a workout. Oh man, I've been doing a lot of weightlifting recently, and so my arms are already sore in that crankbait. It's not helping the cause. So we're gonna try to fish the glide bait, do something a little more chill, fire that thing out there, let it sink at 60 foot. Let's see if we can get any of these fish. This is a lot more chill way of fishing because I don't have to grind that crankbait so hard. It's just interesting because it's like, you really gotta work these fish with this glide bait and like tease them, try to get the exact motion of the bait, get enough of them engaged. With that crankbait, it's pretty easy. Just wind it in, get it in front of them, and they're gonna eat it. But this glide bait is effective as well. Let's just see if any of them are still wanting to come look at it. There's a couple of them. Come on. Kind of losing my bait. Where is it at? Here it is. It's 50 foot. So there's a bunch of fish around. They're not super engaged with the bait. You can see they're not really looking at it, they're not coming off the bottom for it quite yet, at least. I don't like to get so close to the boat either, so hopefully, here comes one. I just want to get like 2 of them interested. 2 of them get interested, I can get one to bite. Come on, here we go, come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Oh, come on. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Come on, come on. Oh, that one's below. It's going to come get it. He's going to come get it. The one below him. Come on, eat it, eat it. Oh, oh, he swerved it. Dang it. That was crazy. I thought he was going to come and destroy that thing. He did not, though. Dang, this is so cool, too. I mean, I think cranking's a lot more efficient, but it's pretty fun doing this glide bait deal, too. It's just, you get a lot of heartbreaks on this deal, I feel like, more so on the crankbait. Crankbait, you just fire the thing up there, and either they get it or they don't. With this, you, you have to have a little more patience. You have to let it sink down there. But it's still fun. It's fun watching them kind of get crazy about it, but I kind of get repositioned with my boat. My bait's out there at 70 right now. One's looking at it. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, there he is. That fish just came up and just crushed it. He didn't even, maybe it's because he's further away from the boat. He was like 70 feet out. It's a freaking good one too. But he came up and got that thing. Big treble hook baits. Both these baits are pretty big in size too. I mean, this Clutch Eco is not a big glide. It's like 6 inches. So I think that's kind of a nice sweet spot for him. And I mean, they're choking that thing too. Both these baits are working right now. Absolutely awesome. Look at that right there. Oh, there we go, guys. Beautiful fish right there. Getting back down in the lake on that Clutch Eco. And the way I'm rigging that, guys, I basically take the standard Clutch Eco and I do 2 things to it, actually. One, I do 3 things, actually. First thing I do is upgrade the stock treble hooks. I put a size 1 round bit on the front and then a size 2 EWG. Then I wrap some lead wire, more on the front hook than the back hook, just to get that bait sinking. And then third, I actually mess with the joint a little bit by pulling the pin. I'll make a video talking about it a little bit later, but let's try to catch a couple more. Yeah. Oh, there we go, another good one. Ah, the back camera turned off. We'll just have to show you this one on the chest camera, guys. Another glide bait catch. Just barely on the back hook. On that fish. Oh. Another nice one. On the old glide right there. That's what I'm talking about. Nice fish. They're choking that thing. Beauty right there. Oh, here he comes. Come on. Come on. Come on, fish. One of you guys get interested enough to come eat it. Come on. Got him. Oh, that was sick. Had to work that thing quick. And that thing came up and finally got it. Got him interested enough to come eat it. Nice fish. Golly, guys, this is one of those days you just don't want to leave the lake. Oh, came off. Tried to flip him in. Didn't get him in the boat, but guys, this has been so fun. Oh my gosh. I don't want to leave, but I feel like I have to. It's about to be dark, and I want to get this boat ramp. There's no light over here. But anyways, let me wipe this camera off for you real quick. There we go. But anyways, guys, caught some real nice fish on that Clutch Eco today. Just throwing that on a Denali 7'4" extra heavy moderate action crankbait rod, and pairing that with a 7-to-1 gear ratio Max X or Z reel. I picked them up at Walmart. It's just like a Black Max, but 7-to-1 gear ratio, and 20-pound fluorocarbon line on that glide bait. And then the exact same rod, that 7'10" extra heavy moderate action crankbait rod for that OSP EXDR 30-foot diving crankbait, or 30-foot-ish at least. And pairing that on a 5-to-1 gear ratio Black Max. This is like a Black Max winch reel I got 5-6 years ago, and some 14-pound fluorocarbon on that. So that's how I caught them today, guys, or the baits I was using. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, learned something about how to experiment with some different baits other than the Minnow to put some good fish in the boat. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll see y'all next one.